Good morning, vinyl community. How you doing? It's David Michael. It's very early on a Monday morning, and I thought I would do a quick video for you. I'm filming on my phone nowadays, so I have to kind of keep it a little bit compact as it tends to cut off. Excuse me. It tends to cut off after a certain amount of time. So I was able to tag along with my wife at thrift stores twice last week. And so pretty much everything you're going to find, or I'm going to show you, comprises the couple trips I made. And within that was, I'm sure every big city has these antique mall type places. Glorified flea markets, really, where the prices are ridiculous and you shake your head how people could sell things at that high price and call them antiques. But I happened to stumble upon a stall at one of our antique malls where a guy had a box of records out, and they were $5 or less. So some of those are from that. So I'm gonna get right to it. I found a copy of Alice Cooper, Lace and Whiskey, an album, an Alice album I hadn't had before. I have a friend who is a huge Alice Cooper fan, and he's a big fan of that later 70s, early 80s period of Alice Cooper, like this and Dada and stuff like that. And he's always recommended I kind of investigate that side of Alice Cooper. So I found this for a couple bucks in nice condition, and I listened to it last night and I really liked it. So that was a nice worthy addition to my Alice Cooper collection over there. Wasp Animal, Fuck Like a Beast. I already have a copy of this. It's on red vinyl. I think it's a UK Music for Nations pressing. What's cool about this one is it's on the Bonsai label, if you follow labels. And I think Canada was the only place possibly that it was on the Bonsai label. So that was a really nice find. If I'm talking too fast, I apologize. I've already explained why. I'm trying to keep it a little bit compact today. I found the only Ozzy Osbourne album I didn't have, Bark at the Moon. That was a couple bucks. And yes, for some reason, someone gave away Wasp, Alice Cooper, and Ozzy Osbourne. Some little bit of cover wear. The vinyl's nice and the place is really super quiet, so I was happy with that one. So that kind of completes the Ozzy Osbourne part of my collection, I believe. The next few ones are, I think all the rest of these are actually all dollar finds, or $1.99, depending on the thrift store. In my area, Goodwill's a buck, and if you have a Value Village type, they're called Value Villages. They're $1.99. So these, I think these ones were $1.99 for the next bunch coming up. I found a copy of the Sisters of Mercy, First, Last, and Always. So this, like Ozzy, this completes my Sisters of Mercy collection. And upon further looking, this is a first pressing German gatefold. So I'm a big fan of those guys. So that was a mega surprising find. Love and Rockets, Seventh Dream of a Teenage Heaven. And I'm not sure, in one of my other videos, I might have had one of these in there. This is, I think, the second copy I've found recently, but this is absolutely immaculate. So the other copy I think I found, this will replace that one, because this one is absolutely clean as a whistle. Another Love and Rockets album. I think this might have been from the same guy, or same person. Could have been a girl. Love and Rockets, Earth, Sun, and Moon. My favorite Love and Rockets album. This is a definite upgrade to the one I do have currently. Erasure, The Innocents, one I didn't have. I think this is one of the ones with all the hits on it. I'm not the hugest Erasure fan, but for $1.99 and with pretty much a lot of their hits on this one, that came home with me. Lou Gramm, Ready or Not. I see this time to time at thrift stores. This one's really clean, and I'm a big Foreigner fan. I just never thought about picking up his solo albums before, but this one has Midnight Blue on it, the one hit I recognize from his solo career. So I'll give that a spin later. Gary Glitter. Now, I was kind of hesitant to show this because it's kind of like people, I don't want to throw us open to a debate whether it's morally right to show like Bill Cosby albums or Phil Spector or Gary Glitter albums. If you kind of forget about that horrible part of their lives, I think it's perfectly acceptable to enjoy their music or comedy or whatever in the context, within context anyways. This was a copy of The Leader from 1984, which is a best of collection. And what I found quite humorous, if you have this, you might know this. On the back, there's testimonials from people of the 80s, from Madness, Human League, Adam Ant, Heaven 17, talking about the influence Gary's had on them. But what I found interesting is the number of people who said Gary is such a good guy. Obviously, this is before we all knew the horrible truth about Gary Glitter. But I take the music for what it is. Genesis, this is an upgrade to my current copy, Invisible Touch. As is this one. I found a really nice clean copy of Michael Jackson Off the Wall. And this was, like I said, this is all from one stop at one thrift store in town. And I think I might have caught them when they just put them out, because things like this would have been gone in 2 seconds. Hotel California, and I think an album everyone has, and this is an absolute definite upgrade. It has the poster inside, the original inner sleeve, and it's absolutely clean as can be. So that is a definite nice upgrade to the one I have currently. I'm not a huge collector of soundtracks. I know people who collect horror soundtracks exclusively, or they like to get the obscure soundtracks. This one is I'm not that person. I bought this purely on cover alone. This is from a movie called What's the Matter with Helen, with Debbie Reynolds and Shelley Winters. But look at that cover. So I saw that cover and I knew that was $1. That was going to come home with me for $1. I don't know. I have not even played it yet. It has some staining here, some water stain, but the vinyl is clean. So I look forward to playing that. Maybe I'll try that around Halloween. So yeah, I thought that was like on cover alone. That's pretty cool. So that's it for the used vinyl I found. Some new vinyl that came in. This is a band I'm not sure how many people know. Switchblade Symphony. They were an early 90s kind of goth band on Cleopatra Records, which was kind of the label at the time that put out this kind of music. If you're ever looking to explore kind of early 90s kind of goth music, this is probably as good as it gets. And what's cool about this one is it's on lavender splatter vinyl, limited to 500 copies. So I really liked this album when I was younger, and I still do. So I highly recommend that album if you ever want to dip your toe into late 80s, early 90s goth music. Primus Frizzle Fry. I saw their last tour, that Willy Wonka tour. A friend of mine invited me to the show, and I went, and it was such an amazing show. It kind of reignited my my love for Primus that I hadn't felt in years and years and years. I kind of burnt out on Primus, but I found this for really cheap, because as I say in my other videos, I'm really super cheap. But I found this for a really good price, and hadn't played this in years. The CD I have, and fantastic. King Diamond, Conspiracy. Of the King Diamond catalog, I'm a really big fan of this one, and the precursor to this called Them, and that and this follows a storyline. So one of those albums I didn't want to pick up at full price because they seems to be really expensive, but I caught this on a good deal online. Same as this one, I found this at a local store that had marked down a lot of their jazz vinyl, but I got a copy of John Coltrane Ole, The Complete Sessions, and I got that for $14.99. And if you watch my other videos, I'm slowly, well, I'm not slowly anymore, I'm kind of really getting into jazz music, and I'm going to sound like a complete newbie here, but John Coltrane, I don't think I've found or bought a bad album yet, and I really liked this one. So that was a nice find. Continuing on with my Hawkwind cheap finds on Amazon. It seems once a week or every other week they put one of their Hawkwind albums in their clearance section, and they did with Sonic Attack. One of those albums I would never pay full price for, and I got this for, might have been 12 bucks or so. So that's a nice addition to my Hawkwind collection. And you know what? This one was better than I thought it was. So I quite like that one. And that is it for my finds. And I think I kept it within time limit. So if you're watching this, thank you. I've been watching all your videos as always, and you're all having some great finds. And maybe I'll give it another week or two for, maybe a couple weeks for another video, as the time I can get out to thrift stores is very small these days when I have my wife to tag along with me. So this is David Michael. Have a really good rest of the week, vinyl community, and we'll talk to you later.